Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. How are you guys doing today? I hope you guys are doing well. So sometimes there are things you hear on the internet and you become so infuriated, you become so angry and mad because tell me how this mother came out to cry to the world that her 5 and 7 years old son beat her up just because she asked them to put on their clothes so they could go to school. And a lot of people didn't find this funny because they think she has been bringing them up with this gentle parenting where you feel you can't spank a child for doing wrong, or the authorities will be against you for spanking your own child. Because in a situation like this, I feel this mother needs to do better, because once this kid becomes older than this, I don't even know what will become of her. But let me know if you have seen this video in the comment section down below, and let me know what your thoughts are, and let's see what this woman have to say, you guys.
I'm gonna talk about something that we don't talk about enough. And I don't want to hear any judgment from moms. Because I'm a kind, gentle person. And I never even talked back to my mom growing up. And if I ever did, oh my gosh. My kids beat me up. They beat me up. My 7 and my 5-year-old beat me. Today I was kicked in the chest, slapped in the face, and punched in the jaw for trying to get pants on a kid to go to school. The issue is, there was no discipline we're allowed to give back. I've tried timeouts. I've tried taking things away. I've tried removing all the screens from the house. I've tried taking away privileges. I've tried taking away extracurriculars. I've tried reasoning with them. I've tried putting in their rooms and taking everything out. I have tried reward systems. I have tried just telling them how much it hurts mommy's heart. But I'm still getting beaten every day, and not a little bit. Bruises on my back, punches in the face, slapped across the face, kicked in the mouth, head-butted, bit. For something as simple as, hey guys, get your clothes on, we gotta get ready for school. My kids have more than I ever dreamed of as a child. They have more love than I ever received as a child. They're still allowed to sleep in bed with mom. They have more toys than I could have ever dreamed of. They have loving parents that get along. We co-parent well. We do everything right. I try to make sure they get book fare, they get special lunches, they get pizza days, they get everything. I tried, and I'm a single mom, and I have no money, and I'm doing everything. Everything is for my kids. I haven't bought something new for myself in fucking 5 years since I got divorced. Everything mine is either out of my dad's storage locker buys or thrift stores if I'm lucky. Because if I ever have extra money, it's food or whatever they need for school. And I'm getting punched in the face for asking them to get dressed. I never laid a hand on my mom because I knew what would have happened if I did. And I know I'm not alone. I know I'm not the only mom dealing with this. It's been 4 years of me every morning dreading this moment of trying to get my kids ready for the bus because I know I'm gonna be told I'm dumb, I'm a loser, they're gonna beat me up, they're gonna hate me. And I'm so tired of dealing with it. When we were little, we got up, we got ready. What happened? What happened? I'm so tired, I just don't know what to do. And whatever suggestion you give me, I've tried it. I've tried it. I know I don't do the other thing. Because 1, that's awful, and 2, you're not allowed to do anything like that. And I don't condone it. I don't know how to get my kids to stop punching me in the face and beating me. So if you have any suggestions, I'll be here crying on my bathroom floor wondering why my kids hate me. Because that's how I feel.
Emily, I saw your video and I just had to reach out. My name's Hillary and I am a single mom. I left my ex-husband when my son was 8 months old, and I raised him on my own ever since. Currently, he's 21, almost 22, moved out. So the entire time I raised my son on my own through all the stages. I went through all the stages on my own. And I could tell you things I did wrong and the things I did right. Because I've done a lot of reflection. I have done a lot of reflection. And there are things I did do wrong. And there are things I did do correctly. One of the things I know I did correctly was waking up 2 hours before my son woke up. I made sure that I was showered, my hair was done, my makeup was done. I took care of me before I took care of my son. And that meant I needed to get up 2 hours before he woke up. Because if I wake up when my son wakes up, I'm still in a foggy state and I'm not prepared. So I know that was one of the things that I did do correctly, was waking up and taking care of myself before I took care of my child. One of the things I did wrong was not paying attention to the people that I surrounded myself with, which in turn I surrounded my son with. Being a single mom, you need all the resources you can get. And you don't think no resource might actually be better than a resource. Doing it on your own with no resources is actually better than being surrounded by people that are going to undermine you as a parent. I can't say there was probably one person in my social circle, whether it was friends or family, it didn't matter. I don't think there was one person that had a kind word to say to my face in front of my son, or discussing me behind my back. I don't believe there was one person that spoke my name behind my back in front of my son or to my son and put me in a positive light. I honestly, I look back, I don't think there's one person that ever painted me in a positive light. And looking back, I just should have so many people I should have just removed from my life, because they definitely impacted how my son views me. My environment infected my son. The environment, the social circle, family, friends, it affected my son. It affected his view of me. I mean, you look at, you tell women leave their exes because you don't want your child to see you being abused. Well, it's not just in the home. It's social. It's family. It's friends. And if people don't respect you, and they don't respect you in front of your child, and they don't respect you behind your back, yeah, you need to keep your kids away from people like that, because that's going to affect your family and your family dynamic and how your child treats you. So I don't know if any of this helps you. Again, I don't really know your whole entire story. I only saw a video. But us single moms, we need to stick together. Because single moms, we get a bad name. It's assumed that we're not good enough. It is automatically assumed that as a single mom, we are not good enough. And we need to start changing that narrative. We definitely need to change the narrative that single parents aren't good enough.
Back to my mom growing up, and if I ever did, oh my gosh, my kids beat me up.
Listen, y'all, I've got time today because I had to take off work because my roof is leaking. I'm in a brand new house. I've only been here for 2 years and my roof is leaking. I just had to rant for that for a second because that is the biggest mess I've ever seen in a brand new house. Somebody did not do their job. Anyway, back to the video I stitched. So if you want to hear her whole story, then of course, please go and watch that whole video. But I just want to talk about this because I've been seeing more and more of these videos. My bestie sent me this last night and I was trying to get my thoughts together, but I think my thoughts are together now. I think mainly because I wasn't full of work stuff and, you know, I have a clear head now. My advice to you, mama, is that you better nip this in the bud before these kids that are 5 and 7 are 13 and 16. And they're 6'2". And you're still your little old self. I think a lot of us want so badly to not be the parents we had or the teachers that we had that we become permissive. Not gentle parenting, but permissive parenting. Now, in her video, she states that she's taken away electronics. She has done what she thought she needed to do in order for their behavior to change. But honey, there is no reason why your kids are beating you up and have you crying on your bathroom floor. You brought them into this world. You hear me? There's no reason for them to have you afraid of them. But I also want to point out that this is not just her problem. This is a lot of parents and a lot of teachers have been talking about how violent kids have gotten in the past few years. I think it's a combination of things, but I attribute it a lot to us trying so hard to get rid of the zero tolerance, like I'm going to punish you for the smallest thing. We were trying to get rid of that, right? To provide an even playing ground to all the kids, because we do know that there are some children that get targeted, that get in trouble for, very minimal reasons, and then they get extreme consequences. But honey, a child being violent is extreme, and it does warrant extreme consequences. And I'm not even saying, I've looked under your comments. A lot of people are saying spankings, get the belt, get the spoon, get the chancla, all of that stuff. If you're not comfortable doing that, then don't do that. But you're going to have to do something to nip it in the bud. And I don't think you showing your fear of them is working. You're going to have to assert your dominance. I hate to say it like they're puppies, but essentially you're going to have to assert your dominance as the leader of the house. Kendrick said it best. Sometimes you got to pop out and show them. You have to show them who the head of that household is. That you're not going to run my household. And listen, I give you this advice as somebody who is not a mother, but who is a teacher. And I have faced that same behavior from students, and I absolutely do not tolerate it. And I don't have to use violence against those kids. I don't have to put my hands on those kids in order to show that. What I'm not going to do is let you do anything detrimental to me. Now, you can express your concerns. You can talk to me like a human being. But what you're not going to do is come here and be violent. What you're not going to do is live under my roof and be violent against me, somebody who supplies all of your needs. That is not what we're about to do. But you're going to have to learn how to assert that dominance. You cannot let them see your fear. I see in your video that you have done counseling, that you have tried different things. So sometimes that old school is going to be the only thing that helps. My best advice is, if your dear mother is still living, you might need to bring her into this conversation. Because you said yourself, if I ever talk back to my mother, oh my gosh, you still know the consequences of talking back to your mom. Do they know the consequences of being violent with you? Do they know the dire consequences of being violent with you? You're going to have to nip it in the bud and let them learn. Because what I fear for you is that in a few years, when they are bigger and stronger than you, you're going to be in danger. And I don't want to see that happen to any mother, because from the hurt and pain in your face, I know that you love those kids. And so I hope that you can find a way and a solution for this, because this is very scary. And this is also a reality for a lot of parents. So you're going to have to decide, am I going to have to finally give them some tough love, or even give them what my parents gave me that I was trying so hard not to give my children? You have to think about it, and you have to see what works best for you, because there's not a one size fits all for raising children. There's not a one size fits all even for teaching children. So I know that there are different ways that you can attack this, but you're going to have to try something different and something that you might be a little uncomfortable with. I hope this helps, and I hope that you and your children find the help that you need, because this is very scary and I'm concerned for you. So I say this with love. You've got to find something different to do before they grow up and put your life in danger. See ya.
Wow, you guys, kudos to this black lady. I really loved all the advice she gave in this video, because if this woman doesn't take the bull by the horn, now that these kids are 5 and 7 years old respectively, I don't know what will become of her when they become 15, 13, or even 17 and 15. Then her life might eventually be in danger, because if she doesn't handle these kids now that they are so young, they may be very, very difficult to handle as time goes on. And I don't know if she sees this video or not that this lady just dropped, but I think that someone must have forwarded it, or but I think someone must have forwarded it to her, because what this lady advised in this video is exactly what this woman needs to do. If she feels she is so gentle, then it's about time this kid go to their grandmother, because sometimes grandmothers are very, very strict and kids are more afraid of their grandmother than their mom. Let me know what you guys think about this video in the comment section down below. What do you think this woman should do in order to correct these children now that they are still young? Leave it in the comment section down below, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye guys.